Hi-ho and hello, I'm the Bastard, and well, I'm back making videos. It's been a while, and I'm terribly sorry if there is a background noise. In this video, I don't know how the fuck to get rid of it. Anyways, I was having an argument with my friend about video games at work until my boss rudely interrupted us. Because in her mind, we cannot have a simple conversation between two people in a same room unless everyone can join in. So, in her opinion, two groups of people cannot have a different conversation inside the same area, no matter how big that area is. So, the only thing we are allowed to talk about is either flowers, Jesus, or fucking cancer. You know, every time she's saying something stupid, I feel like chucking down a bottle of whiskey and just smacking her fucking face for it. You know, old people can be really annoying, especially when they have fucking education that is meant for kindergarten. And, you know, the job that I'm doing, we are pretty much treated like fucking kindergartners. Fucking hate it. Anyways, what we were arguing about, games have to change. And, you know, honestly, they really don't have to change. If you have a good concept, let's say, like fucking Final Fantasy, it already has the basic of what it's supposed to be. Oh, it's a turn-based RPG game with certain kinds of fucking elements that sticks. That kind of sticks. I mean, if you have played Final Fantasies through 1 to 10, you know what the battle system is supposed to be about. And you know it's supposed to be open world. You know there is supposed to be that big ass airship that you can fly around, and story and crystals and blah 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 blah. You know, the good old shit, because people love it. People love it. And my friend pretty much at work said that not every game can be like Mega Man. And I disagree, because every game, well, they don't have to be like Mega Man, but you know, games don't need to change that much, because people like certain type of games. For an example, there are certain people who like Icewind Dale, Diablo kind of games, and etc, etc, etc. So games don't really need to change. I mean, the series don't need to change. Because when I go into a store and I want to buy a game, sequel to a certain kind of a game, I do expect the same kind of goodness that I got from previous game. I don't want it to change too much. Small changes, okay, but if we go from a side scroller to a complete different, like from a side scroller to a fucking Doom clone, yet another Doom clone, to a like Call of Duty, I don't want that. I just don't want that. If I want to play Call of Duty, I will go into a store and buy a Call of Duty. But don't change the main series into something that it's just not. It is bothersome. I, as a customer, I don't expect each and every damn game to be the same. This is the big problem, especially in these days games. I know I've talked about this before, but this is a big problem, especially in these days games, when each and every game they strive to evolve into something that they are not. And it's bothersome, especially if I want to find certain kind of like Neverwinter Nights kind of a game. And believe me, there is still audience for that kind of game, for those kinds of games. Not every game has to be this third or first person shooter perspective mode RPGs. hyper realistic. It's like relating to a character. It's like you are in that game. If I want to play that kind of game, I will get that kind of game. Not every game has to evolve into that direction. Fallout is a good example of this. We were specifically arguing about Fallout, and he was saying that Fallout is a complex RPG. It probably would have been third-person shooter mode if computers could have handled it, and I disagree. We had Strive, that is an action RPG, kind of like modern-day Fallout. It has plenty of RPG elements, and well, it's not big and open world, but still, it has RPG elements and 2D to 3D sprites like in Doom. The game, they could easily have made that kind of a game if they wanted to. So Bethesda making Fallout to be a freaking third-person action RPG game, I don't approve, especially because it's named as Fallout 3. I love Fallout series, okay? I love Fallout 1 and I love Fallout 2. They are unique and they're fun and they have a thing going on for them. But Fallout 3, it changed everything. It changed everything that was Fallout. It turned basically turned into a yet another Call of Duty, except the enemies are popping out points instead of ammunition and shit like that. Yeah, I suppose Fallout 3 is better than I give it credit for, but I am deeply disappointed that it went into a complete different direction than I expected it to be. I can understand if they wanted to make a Fallout prequel Fallout prequel that is third person, like Fallout Las Vegas, I believe. Oh, by the way, I have a new television in there. It would have been okay if it would have been a prequel. But unless it's a prequel, I don't want things to change from the original gameplay into a yet another Call of Duty kind of gameplay. This is why I don't really like new Metal Gear games either. They went from this solid tactical adventure, whatever, action to a third-person shooter mode, which really annoys me, seriously. Not every game has to be like that. If you have a solid gameplay mechanic that works and people like it, or, well, your previous game sold like fucking cupcakes, then don't change it. Don't change the gameplay mechanic. You can add stuff into it, but don't completely change the feel and perspective of what the game used to be. If you want to make a different kind of game, make an entirely new game. It's okay, it's fine. It will find its audience. If not based on the company name, then based on the creator. Creator can advertise it as, well, I had this new idea that I wanted to try out. It's a prequel to this game. And believe me, the game can take place in the same universe and still play the different. As long as it's prequel, it will find its audience as well. Metal Gear Rising. It was awesome game. But it's, sort of a prequel. It's completely different from previous Metal Gear games. But I'm cool with that. It's not Metal Gear 5. It's Metal Gear Rising. A series of its own with a gameplay mechanics of its own. And that's cool. It's fine. But turning games into something that they are not. Stop doing that. Because even older games, older game styles, they do have their audiences. Like me, I like old school RPGs. And it doesn't have anything to do with fucking nostalgia goggles. It does have the fact to do that it's my preference. But it doesn't stop me from playing different kinds of games as well. Once in a while, I like to play PlanetSide 2, because it's a good game. It has good stuff going on for it. But also, once in a while, I like to play basic RPGs, and once in a while, I like to play platforming games. If you have a need to make a change, then create a complete new series, or make it a prequel. Thanks. It's not that difficult. It will find its audience, okay? Not every game has to be like fucking Call of Duty, or Battlefield, or whatever. Anyways, I will conclude my rant in here. I've got a computer upgrade. I have a new GTX graphics card 660, which is like a freaking powerhouse. At this moment, I'm still having my old motherboard and processor, but that will change soon. I will go almost full AMD, because right now I'm not going to support Intel, thanks to Anita Sarkeesian and some moron in there who thought it was a good idea to put money on her. So yeah, what else I could say? Well, not by much. I will conclude my rant in here, and I hope you will have happy summer. There's like sun out, and rate, comment, subscribe, whatever. Well, see you next time. Bastard out.